everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is Winter is Fun, a Winter House podcast, season 3, episode 1. There are so many people. I hate everyone, but I like everyone because I can't keep track.
It's made a transition. I think this is now becoming what Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip is.
I kind of like it.
I am excited about it because I think
like
it'll
the
stay
idea.
fresh.
I just wish everyone on Bravo didn't have the same name.
Oh,
does
miserable.
That make sense? Like now I have to talk about Tom Schwartz and a different Katie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's a Brian who's like not white, but Brian's a white guy name. That now I have to picture that.
Here's the thing:
There's
you've always
Alex.
had trouble. You've always had trouble with names, so at least there's not there is a new blonde girl. So
but I like Casey. I'm in for Casey. I don't know. It's a little hectic. I was overwhelmed at first, even though I know most of these people and we'll go through them. So let's just get into it.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, but before we officially get into Winter House, please be sure to check out the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have It's About the Pasta, a Summer House podcast. This podcast doubles as a Summer House podcast and a Martha's Vineyard Summer House podcast. We also have One Season Wonders. We basically do it all. This is not our only job, but you think so. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. It really helps the show. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Vanderpasta. I usually post tweets on Instagram. I haven't been on Twitter since it became X, but maybe I will look at it. I can't promise, but either way, the Instagram will be popping. And join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our fun pre-shows where Meredith and I and sometimes Sarah talk about whatever the hell we want because it's our show. Also, you'll get access to any episodes we record early. This one will probably be on the Patreon before it drops live. So just if you wanted it a few days early, that's what you can get. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we go back and we watch old seasons of shows, we will do a Bravo after show as to not give away spoilers on the actual show. Since this is a live season, we will be talking about all the current Bravo news on this podcast. But that's still fun if we do go back and watch old episodes. It helps in case you want to hear all of our takes on all the Bravo news. That's the place to do it. Also, we will say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Darby, Dee, Dustin, Gabriella, Jackie, Jamie, Kirsten, Casey, Kelsey, Lauren, Sarah. Oh, there's 2 Sarahs. Sarah L, Sarah R, Cameron, Tierney, Tonette, Tracy, Emily, Gina, Isabella, Jennifer, Jesse, Leanne, Rebecca, Rio, Robin, Taylor, and Tara.
Ooh, some new ones, I think.
I'm sorry. Where did the new people come in?
We're in live seasons now. We're back. This is the time to be like on it.
This is the best surprise I ever could have gotten. Thank you guys for joining. Welcome to our live season.
Welcome.
Okay, and then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we do live seasons, I will post on the Patreon, and I will remember. I didn't this week until just now.
It's the first episode.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we, in case you didn't know, are recording this literally right after it aired, so we wouldn't have time to get your thoughts anyway. Yeah. But for futures, we will read every single comment you send us, and we will read it on the podcast, and we will comment about it, and it's really nice to have other opinions because our opinions a lot of the time are the same, so it makes it boring.
Well, our opinions are incredible, but we like to crowdsource too.
Oh, we're not wrong. They're just the same.
Never.
But that I will post that for our $5 patrons. And we will read your thoughts on the podcast. Also, I will pick a patron of the episode. So usually I base it off of who commented. However, someone did comment for our pre-show, which we appreciate. Ooh. So this goes to Sarah Liz. Thank you so much for loving. If people listen to the pre-show, I'm watching The Vampire Diaries. If you're interested in that, please join our $1 a month Patreon offer, and you will get a play-by-play of how I feel about The Vampire Diaries, which Sarah seems to enjoy. So, true. Sarah, we are so happy to have you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right, Meredith, should we get into winter? It feels crazy that we're back in season.
I'm so excited. I think this season was set up, and like not production-wise, just truly the universe gifted us with like quite an interesting like heading into Winter House. Obviously, we have Scandival coming in,
Yes.
but also like Corey and Sam.
Yes.
They're like weird relation. Everything just about this Bravo universe, non-Housewives, is such chaos, and I'm so excited.
Yeah. So I actually was able to get everyone's name at the beginning.
Okay.
If you'd like to just go through, just for maybe some people who don't watch all the shows. Yeah. Kyle is from Summer House.
Yes. King of the share houses, to be honest.
I was going to say, we'll just give a quick few words to describe him. Chaos. He has a mullet. He loves to drink. He's a little insane, but we accept it. Yeah. Great. Amanda, her and Kyle are married. Amanda's great. She's kind of more a homebody, married to like a psycho, so they're fun to watch even out. They used to be known to fight when they drink, not so much anymore.
Now they're like happy, but, which is good.
They're a happy married couple. Then we have Alex from Below Deck Sailing Yacht. Have you watched Below Deck Sailing Yacht?
Not the Sailing Yacht, so he's new to me.
I love Below Deck Sailing Yacht. He was only on one season, like the most recent one, I think. Okay. Or the one like right before that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, newer. Like when we start the episode, like he doesn't seem like he's in the like truly yachting world the same as like other people are.
He's a little newer. He's only done one season, which some people do multiple if you're in the Below Deck world. He came in as a flirt. And I get it. A lot of people on Below Deck Sailing Yacht thought he was very hot on the boat. However, I always got this awkward kind of like ick. And that's how I felt in this episode.
That's how I'm receiving it too. But also the yachting world, for people who don't watch Below Deck, is definitely a lot quicker and like hookup.
Like, it's kind of like this. You get 2 weeks and you hook up and
it just like it moves a lot faster, I think, than a lot of our other shows when it comes to like relationships. And so his pace isn't as abnormal.
Alex is fine. He wasn't like a star or anything. He was just trying to hook up with chicks, you know?
Love that for him.
Then we get Tom Schwartz, who's from Vanderpump Rules. Meredith and I know all about him.
Oh, yeah.
He is, like a child that's 45
a man-child. Yeah, he owns a bar with the other Tom. They constantly will mention Scandival broke the internet, so he is the other half, but the kind of lesser half to the Tom and Tom duo.
Yeah, he also just went through a divorce at this time. Yep. It was rightfully so. He was to serve divorce papers.
Yes.
No one's upset about it except him.
So,
yeah. Then we have Brian from Family Karma. I did not watch. Meredith?
I have seen an episode or two, so I like kind of understand the dynamic of the show, but not like any of the history of, you know, his character throughout the show.
He seems like he's nice guy with a little douche sprinkled.
Yeah.
But like not dangerous. Not like a dangerous douche.
No.
Just like
it kind of is like a persona he's putting on.
Yeah, like he would be a nice guy, but he can't come across as nice guy.
Yeah. And so what I do know about this show, Family Karma, is that it's, you know, a few Indian families, and like the moms like definitely want people like their kids to get married. And so there's like kind of this pressure of marriage. So I think that's where some of his comments about like, oh, I need to get married by 35 kind of come from, is this like familial pressure.
Makes sense. Okay, then we have Danielle. Danielle is from Summer House. We know Danielle very well. I really like Danielle. She's kind of polarizing at times.
Yes.
But I think she's a great friend. I think she's just here to have fun. She's fresh off a breakup. I support her in every endeavor she wants to do. Yeah, she's recently been vindicated. We love.
But she's not in the world of being vindicated when this was filmed. So
but, we're at a weird point. Bravo news.
No, 100%. But at a weird point where Vanderpump was still airing during this time. Summer House was still airing during this time when they actually go to the show. So
yes,
she was definitely in a rough moment in current time for her. Fighting with her friend on a show being aired and recently going through a breakup. So
and publicly people didn't like her.
Yes, so,
Like I said, vindicated, but I've
I hope
always
she
really
has a
liked
good
Danielle.
vacation here.
Yeah. Then we have Malia from Below Deck Med. You watched that, right?
I do like, I did, she kind of is also, I feel like, polarizing a little bit because of the Hannah
She is.
stuff. Is that her
Yes,
name?
she turned in the chief stew for having drugs on
Yes.
board. I
Yep.
personally never really connected with Hannah, so I didn't care. But overall, Malia, she's a fitness guru. She usually has a guy that's in love with her on deck.
She also
Um,
does, yeah, deck work, not in like the interior
yes,
work, and so that's kind of a rare thing for a lot of
she's
girls to be on
mhm.
deck. So, and she's like head of that department, so
Yeah,
she's
she's like
breaking some barriers over
captain
there.
status. Yeah, she's
Mhm.
great. Then we have Katie, who's also from Below Deck Med. Her and Malia met on the show, and now I guess they chartered together off the show. They're
Yeah.
no longer on it.
Oh, I didn't
But
realize they aren't on it anymore.
yeah, so Katie was the chief stew. That's how she met Malia. They became
Mhm.
fast friends. Now I didn't know that they still work together, but they're definitely not on Below Deck Med anymore because I
Okay.
watch it and they're not there. But Katie was fun. She again hooking up with guys. The deck life is crazy because some people go into it like I'm looking for a relationship, but like
Yeah.
so far everyone from Below Deck that we've listed is very much like we're just here, we fuck around and we leave. They
Which is
just keep
what this house
traveling.
needs.
Yeah,
We need to
I
watch
love it.
that. Yeah.
Then we have Corey, who's from Summer House, Winter House
Yeah. It's funny that they
style.
listed Winter House as his show because, like, this is Winter House.
That's what it is, though.
But
That's
that's
his
how we
main
met him
show.
last year, yeah.
He came on through he's friends with Craig Conover, who
Mhm.
was on Winter House last year, and now Corey was really great. We enjoyed him on our TV. He's a polarizing character in the media, but he's also like good TV,
I was
so
about to say,
he
overall
was hired
entertaining.
back.
Came
Yeah.
to Summer House a few times last season, and
Yeah, and he was always a good time.
always ready to party. Him and Kyle together will
Yes, a
carry this
mess.
party.
Then we have Jason, who we haven't met yet, but Jason is also from Winter House. We
Mhm.
love Jason.
Oh
We
my
stand
god.
Jason.
Perfect
He's an
soul.
unproblematic king, if you
Yes.
will. He's very
Just
hot.
so
I saw a recent
sweet.
picture of him.
Ooh.
Wow. He's built different, is what we will say.
Really? I will
Wow.
have
He
to
should
look
take
that
off his
up.
clothes immediately. So we are excited. Then we have Riley, who's from, I think, Below Deck Med
I don't remember
or
which one,
Below
but
Deck. Actually, she might just
I
be
think
Below
I think
Deck.
normal below deck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hated Riley.
She really grates on
She
people.
was nutty. She loved to like make you mad,
I was
but
about
then
to
she
like
would get
argue.
mad. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
She
then
also
she
was
would
a
get
deck
mad.
person, right?
She was on deck. Yes.
Mhm.
So we'll see how that
She's definitely
goes.
very fiery, so I'm interesting
Yeah.
to see if she'll have any like blow ups or fights with other cast members.
Then we have a blonde girl named Casey, who's Danielle's friend. Hey, Casey, welcome to the show. We have no idea who Casey is.
Okay,
Period.
for people who may not have watched season 1 and 2, they always bring in random, like, non-reality TV people, which is a breath of fresh air, but it's
Fine.
really funny now that they, like, put up these big splashes of, like, "From this show, da da da," and I'm like,
And
"And
then
Casey."
Casey. Also, they every single season of Winter House, they have brought in a blonde girl with short
Yes.
hair.
Yeah.
This is like they're missing this.
It's
In
never the
all their
same girl.
diversity, they're like, you know what we're missing? A white blonde girl with short
You
hair.
gotta have
They
her.
all they all have long hair. We gotta
It's really
switch it
sad,
up.
though, they could never keep the girl from the last
No.
year.
Honestly, though, I like Casey. I'm
I'm
into it.
ex
I'm into Casey. I'm
I'm
into Casey so
excited.
far.
I think
I'm excited for Casey.
her and Danielle could be, like, a good relationship, like,
I think she's
but
gonna be good comic relief.
I just don't believe she'll last because none of the other blonde ones have.
She seems so uninterested to be here. I'm so excited for her. I think that's gonna be the best part. Because everyone else here, this is their career, right? I'm excited for
Yes.
Casey to be like, I'm just here because Danielle asked
I
me
always
to.
wonder how they find, like, the non-reality TV people. Like, obviously, this person clearly came from Danielle, but, like, why did she sign up for this? I want more about who
Probably.
they are.
So Danielle is going through a friend breakup and a real breakup.
Mhm.
I'm sure that Danielle was like, I have to go on this show, but I don't want to go alone.
Yeah.
Can I bring Casey? And producers were like,
The
blonde? Of
more the
course you could bring
merrier.
her. Yeah, she's blonde. Of
We already have the
course.
mansion, it can fit
Yeah.
52 people.
That's great. Danielle, you need to be paired with a blonde girl with short hair. That's exactly
That's
who you
true.
need.
That's true. Just sub
They
in a different
always
blonde
have one.
girl.
So then other people we haven't met, Sam, who is from Winter House / Summer House again. She's
No,
great.
Sam was not on Winter House.
You're right.
She
She was
was
just on Summer
she was
House.
only Summer House.
Shh.
That was a different blonde girl. That was Jess, who
I can't
Corey
keep in
hooked up with
track.
last year.
See? Anyway, I liked Sam. I thought she was really fun. I thought she was a breath of fresh air. I like that
Mhm.
she likes to party. I think she's
Yep.
crazy. I'm into it. And then we have, oh, I'm going to get her name wrong. And I don't mean to because I watch her show religiously. Aisha. Nope.
Who?
Aisha.
Oh,
Aisha.
Aisha. Yes.
Aisha
I was
from
like,
Below Deck Med and Below
yes.
Deck
She
Down Under. She's my bitch. This girl, protect at all costs. I love her. I'm obsessed with
she
her.
is a ball of energy, but even more than
She's
that, I mean, I bow down to her for what like in real life has come out recently
yes.
about her show and her protecting people on board. So,
She's Chief Stew on her boat. She worked her way up. She is so fun. She's a little dirty in her the way she delivers things, but she's a breath of fresh air. She's never offensive. She's just so fun. I really love
I'm
Aisha.
excited for her to
So,
come.
all right. So, let's start the show fucking finally. Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, so it's Friday, 2:38 p.m. We're in Colorado, which is a
Which
change because we're
yeah.
normally in Vermont.
But I'm excited because I feel like Vermont was always
Yeah.
Kyle's thing. And now maybe like we're going to get people from all over the country clearly who are coming. So maybe the location change will be for the best.
So Kyle and Corey are driving down together. Malia and Katie are driving down together, and then Danielle and Casey are
I
driving down
was
together.
like, where's Amanda? I was so shocked Amanda wasn't with Kyle.
Amanda's missing.
Yes.
I don't
That's what I
know.
thought for the first like
Yeah.
10 minutes.
So Malia and Katie call Corey and Kyle the Yachties. That's what they're called. The Yachties are ready to party.
Hell yeah.
Kyle said he met Malia in New York City, and these Yachties are a ton of fun. Kyle and Corey get to the house first. There's already a ton of packages. It's a new house. It's a very fancy house.
It looks way bigger.
What a fucking house. It's ginormous.
I would love this so
This house,
much.
I wouldn't even care what room I got. I'd be like,
No.
if I don't have to share, I'll sleep in a closet.
But even like later Malia and Katie share, like their room is like big enough that like I could share with that room.
Same, because
Like if that was you and me, like that
we
would
could
be
do
so
that.
fun.
Easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Corey and Kyle immediately shotgun a lover boy. Great product placement. Just by the
I
way,
mean,
Kyle's doing an amazing
we
job.
always get the lover boy in the parties.
Kyle's a fantastic
Entrepreneur. I got
that's
you.
what I was trying to say. I couldn't think of the English word for it. That's how you think I'm bilingual. So, Malia and Katie are here. They do a tandem interview and they both think that Corey is very hot. They also tell us how they've basically been in a relationship together for 3 years because they share an office, a cabin, and they live in an apartment together when they're not working on a boat.
Which that is a lot. Like
That's
I
friendship.
aspire for our level where we're gonna live in the same apartment building, but I cannot do that level. Like
No,
that's
we're
too
down the
much for me.
hall for sure.
Yeah, I just can't work with
Okay.
you too. Like, let's have different
No, that's
lives. We used to
crazy.
work together, so I could do one.
This is real friendship
Yeah,
that I will never have.
I can't do like all three where I like work with you, live with you while I work with you for a bit, and like live with you off that boat.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I get why they would want to share an apartment because they're not there all the time, so like
Yeah,
cuts down on costs.
and they already live together
And
in like even tighter
they work in
quarters.
separate departments. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
maybe who knows. Well, let's never try this out.
No,
Anyway,
no, no,
so
no, no.
Danielle and Casey, they go alcohol shopping. Casey's never done a share house before. Good luck, Casey. He probably won't be back next
Well,
season.
I feel like the share house isn't the thing. It's the 24/7 surveillance that comes with this
Surveillance.
share
Yeah.
house.
So Danielle asks to make sure there's single boys in this town, and the townspeople tell her it's 3 guys to every 1 girl. So yay for Colorado.
I mean, maybe this is why we came to Colorado. Let's go.
Well, Danielle's on it because she's single. Her and her long term boyfriend broke up about 5 months ago. They were
Oof.
disagreeing on a lot of things. Danielle thought they were unbreakable, and now she just wants to forget that she's heartbroken. Fuck
I
Robert.
I like the flashbacks that we get, kind of
Yeah.
explaining like where these people are
Everyone's
at.
story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case you guys didn't hear, though, in recent-ish news, I did see Robert in New York with another woman. So sad.
So yeah, definitely
Rough.
not getting back together.
Nope. So, Jordan from Martha's Vineyard is here. She
I'm
is
so
gorge.
excited.
She is
I love
gorgeous.
her
I'm obsessed
so
with her.
much. Her
I am too.
energy, she's just
Fantastic.
she has such poise. Like I don't know. I just can't wait to see her interact with like these ladies, but also these
Mhm.
guys. Cuz
She's a bad
for
bitch.
people who didn't watch Martha's Vineyard, she shut down some guys and like their advances, but also like them not treating her right. Like she will speak
Yeah.
her mind.
Like she destroyed them and it was awesome.
Yes.
But
So,
like they apologized to her after. It was
that's the
awesome.
thing. Yeah, like
She's a
she
bad
won.
bitch. She's a bad bitch.
Yes.
So Danielle and Casey finally get to the house. Danielle is pumped to have some singles girls with her, Jordan and Casey, which is understandable because Summer House is a lot of taken girls, and Danielle kind of struggled in that
Yeah.
environment.
Oh, I
So
never thought
she's,
about that.
yeah, my girl's ready. But Casey's a
Mhm.
horrible wing woman. She's in left field, no idea to
That's
help you.
me.
But
I
rock
realized
on,
with her
girl.
saying that. That is me. I'm just in my own delusional
Dude,
world.
I love Casey. Casey's living her life. She doesn't give a fuck. So we're missing Amanda. She's gonna come in a few days. Brian's gonna come later with a buddy, unnamed, and Tom Schwartz will come tomorrow. And no one's excited about Tom Schwartz coming.
No.
Um, but he's so low because Tom Sandoval, was supposed to come, but he's not anymore because Scandival was just broke. If you don't know what Scandival is, I don't even know how to give a high level, but
I don't either.
basically Tom Sandoval was in a very long-term relationship. He ended up cheating on that girl with her best friend, who's also their castmate. And Tom Schwartz knew
Mhm.
about it and said nothing. So it all kind of exploded in his face.
It exploded like
Um,
a few days before Winter House started filming.
yeah, because the girlfriend found the text messages, and now all of Bravo hates him, so he's not coming on this show.
Both
Surprise,
of
Tom
them.
Schwartz is still coming.
That's the thing. I'm like, woo, but he needs money. I bet.
He needs the money because his bar is going under. So,
I when we knew this was happening, Scandival and this like Schwartz was
yeah.
flying out. I remember like seeing the paparazzi videos, whatever. I didn't know if they would really touch on Scandival, but it seems like they're really gonna go into it.
The cat, I think it's because the cast feels so uncomfortable. They can't just be like, why do they hate Tom Schwartz? They have to be
That's
like,
true,
this is kind of why. They
and you
didn't
might as
do
well
a good
discuss it.
job.
They could always edit it out.
Yeah, and I don't think they did a great job at saying like why Tom Schwartz is kind of the problem too.
But I'm wondering if they're going to like if
If they
Schwartz is gonna have like a
will,
breakdown like next
yeah,
episode or something.
Tom Schwartz, he's involved even further because he also hooked up with this woman who had the affair with his other friend Tom. So it's a little
Yes.
incesty and weird, as some people put it. And his ex-wife Katie is also not upset. And a lot of this cast is friends with Katie. So it gets
Mhm.
complex. Katie
Yeah, it's a
ex-wife, not
lot.
Katie on this show. So it's a lot. Jordan though is immediately upset to be in the drama, and I'm like, "What did you do to get in the drama?" So I googled it.
Oh, I was about to say it the way she was acting, it seemed like her and Schwartz have hooked up.
I thought it was her and Katie were friends and she hates Tom Schwartz. Like I didn't know, but basically it was like a watch what happens live after the divorce, and both
Mhm.
Jordan and Schwartz were there, and they were seen like in New York partying. So people were like, he's moved on. But
Oh.
Jordan has said, no, we've never hooked up. It's strictly platonic.
They, like,
Schwartz
just
also,
became, I'll say, like, friendly on Watch What Happens
yeah,
Live and
because
hung
it
out
was,
afterwards.
they like went out after. But I guess that sparked a lot of like, people were like, how could she do this to Katie Maloney from Vanderpump and blah, blah.
Well,
So,
that's
like,
crazy, because does she even know Katie?
no.
That's stupid.
People were mad. I think it was like around April. So that's like 2 months after the divorce. Doesn't
Mhm.
matter. She said it was platonic. So I Googled it. That's what I found. I spent maybe 3 seconds
Interesting.
on it. So I don't
Okay,
know.
that's good to know.
Um, However, this Katie, below deck Katie, literally no idea who Tom Schwartz is.
I don't know
Okay.
how, especially
She's
because
on a
she's in the
yacht.
Bravo, like
She's
yeah, but you're in
she's
the
on a
Bravo
yacht.
universe. She wasn't when this
Yeah,
happened, though.
but she only did one season of Below Deck, so she probably checked out. She's not invited to this shit.
Okay,
I mean, she was at
sure.
BravoCon, maybe.
But then, like, you and Malia, and Malia's even more in the Bravo universe, like, are coming on this show and you're told who the cast is going to be. You're telling me Malia
Google.
doesn't know and doesn't, like, give her the details of,
You're
like, what
right.
you might be walking into. I would never do that to you.
You get it. I'm a big. I mean, you hear me all the time. Before you go on a show, Google what it is and
100%.
who's on it.
Yeah. You should know
Like
everything
all the
about
time.
everyone.
That's all you do.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's Friday, 6:37 p.m. We do shots, and then Brian and mystery boy Alex show up.
Hmm.
Uh Immediately Danielle's into Alex, but so is Jordan. So then they take another shot, and Alex gives a really stupid speech or cheers to rattlesnakes and condoms, two things I don't fuck with.
I
How many kids does this man have?
I just cannot.
How many?
That's the speech you're gonna give the first
How
one?
many? How many
No.
kids does he have that he
Come
doesn't know about?
on. Give a good
Yes.
speech to kick off the trip.
Rough. So Brian and Alex know each other in Florida. They don't seem like likely friends, but
It
shout
seems like
out
they
to
have
them.
met each other because maybe somebody else introduced them, and
It's
so they've like,
Bravo.
let's hang out
Yeah.
like maybe 3 times in their entire lifetime. But the way Bravo's making them out to be like best friends, it's
They
so
seem off a
awkward.
little bit. Yeah. So this
Yeah.
is the full gang as of right now. Again, no Scandival, everyone or Sandoval. I don't know. Everyone's very happy that Tom Sandoval is not coming.
Yeah.
We do get VPR throwbacks to what was the finale
Oh
episode.
my
LOL at me
god.
laughing at Sandoval
The
crying. Was
shuddering in
hilarious.
Lisa's house is
Every time.
so gross. Even months later. This has been like 6 months since we've
Disgusting.
seen this.
I really enjoyed the crying into Schwartz's arms and saying I'm sorry. That chef's kiss. It's
I
all so
guess
good.
that it makes sense that they like took that because they're trying to explain like Sandoval and Schwartz's relationship. But the one in Lisa's, I'm like, you didn't need this.
That's dirty. That's funny. In case anyone didn't, for some reason, they live under a rock and don't again know what Scandival is. This is fake. He's an actor.
Yeah,
This was not to be believed even a little bit.
obviously
So
not a good actor, but
it was
it was
hilarious.
so bad. I
No
literally
one believed.
laughed so
Every time.
hard.
Every time
I
it's good.
I'm kind of not mad that they reused it. Like that
It was
footage
awesome.
is
Yeah, it
so
was
funny. I'm glad they
hilarious.
got a second life with it.
Agreed. You know that they spent so much money on that last episode that they have to reuse that
Yeah,
footage as much as they
they had
can.
to picked up cameras. The girl who was wronged called production and they took cameras from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to get this footage.
It was awesome. It was so good. Anyway,
Yeah.
so Kyle is very happy Sandoval's not coming because that brings bad energy. That's true. Tom Sandoval,
True.
bad energy. Yeah.
Yes.
Kyle, though, is very excited for Schwartz to come, basically because they're the same person.
The way like Kyle is like, he's a great guy, he's a great guy. I'm like,
Just no, sir. Kyle's never seen Vanderpump Rules. He's never watched an
mm.
episode.
Well, I guess he's a great guy to like friends. He's just a terrible
Don't
guy to
trust
women.
him.
Yeah.
Don't trust. Listen, that's it. He's a great guy to his guy friends.
Yes.
He's a terrible person, period, to women.
Yes.
He
Like
hates
even
all
Lala,
women.
like another
This,
cast
yes,
member. He has treated her so poorly
this,
in her like issues.
that's the difference. Kyle does not hate women. Tom Schwartz does.
That's the
So
thing, is Kyle is no defender of woman, like
no,
many
absolutely
men
not.
on
Never.
Vanderpump claim to be.
No. No, Kyle just parties with women. Tom Schwartz
Yeah.
hates them and hopes that they die.
Yes.
But other than that, I would say Kyle and Schwartz are similar in the sense that they cheat on their significant others and then cry about it. You know.
Didn't cry
But
about it.
Kyle's grown up, Schwartz has it. One's married, one's divorced. Yay, say
Oh
lovey, you know?
god.
Anyway, so Brian and Alex, newbies, didn't know they had to fight for room, so they get the leftovers. Haha.
Womp womp.
Alex, though, he's gonna share space with Schwartz, but he doesn't mind because when you're on a sailing yacht, you're in close quarters. We even get a lovely footage of him crushing Captain Glenn's head with his giant water bottle,
I actually have
which
seen that clip because it floated around the Bravo
it is
universe.
cringy. He is super hammered and he's sharing with the captain. So he climbs into the
Horrible.
top bunk and there's no place for him to put his water, which is the best part. He's just supposed to
Yeah.
sleep with it, but like drunk him can't comprehend, so he just crushes the captain's head with
Oh
it.
my god. At least he didn't
Captain's like,
drop it though, because there was no lid on it.
no, horrible. Yes, it could have gone bad. So Danielle, we find out, was just in Colorado in Aspen 2 weeks ago, and she ran into her ex Robert, which she does share with us that Robert works in Aspen. And for a second, I was like, Danielle, what you doing in Aspen? Because the only reason she used
I
to split her
know.
time was because of Robert.
And
But
Aspen's
she,
like small. Like
yeah,
it is not surprising to hear that they ran into each other because it is like a really small town. She says like she knew she would
well,
probably see him.
yes. For a second, I was like, okay, she was splitting her time. Maybe a friend was in Aspen and she like went. But I feel her on the she wanted to go see her
I
ex and be like,
yes.
"Can we get back together?" And
Hey.
he
It's like no.
hey. And he said no. And so
Yeah.
she's like, ah. But you know what? I commend her for fighting for what she wants. She
That's the
wanted to
thing.
give it
You
another
know
chance.
what? I have said you can go back, you can try a second time, but after that, you gotta nix it.
Well, they didn't even try. She was just like,
I know, but
hey.
like
And he's like,
you gotta see if the door's open before you even
yeah.
try. Like,
And it's not.
hey.
And I respect her for trying. She wears her heart on
Mhm.
her sleeve. Sorry it didn't work out, Danielle,
And that
but
was
you
like
got this.
many years. Like, it's
Yeah.
hard to like let it go.
Oh, her and Robert were moved in together. They were dating for many years. They thought they were
Yes.
going to get engaged, honestly.
It's upsetting.
It was sad. Okay, so everyone's getting changed and unpacked. Brian, like, okay, so the below deck kids and Brian all talk for a little bit. Brian's
Mhm.
very into Malia being a second captain.
Yeah, he
Malia's
is like
got her
shook.
license, baby.
Yeah.
And he loves talking to these yachties, but he is very messy, and yachties can't be messy because they share really small quarters with
Yep.
another person. So you have to be really organized. Also, Brian's looking for his rom-com moment in this house. Which
I
I feel him. I would also be like, is this a rom-com?
I love him. Like,
I
I
do
think he is
too.
a great character for this house to have of like a
Yes, he's
hopeless
great.
romantic, but like not super suave, but not like gross either. Like he's just that like that aw, like you're kind of
Yeah,
rooting for him.
I'm rooting for him. I hope he
100%.
finds
And I
love.
think it's fun that then they used all these clips that are going to
Yeah.
come of like him
This is
interacting with any girl.
his rom-com montage. I loved it. So Amanda calls Kyle. She's at a bachelorette party and does not miss him. Haha, just
Which,
kidding.
if you
No,
know
she
Amanda and
doesn't.
Kyle, this makes a
Fair.
lot of sense.
This
She
is
deserves
healthy
some
for
time
her.
away.
Yeah. Kyle, though, he's ready to let his freak flag fly without Amanda.
The way
If
he
it
says
helps,
she chops it down, I'm like, listen, for good measure, you spiral out of
yeah.
control a little bit.
If it helps to explain these two more, he is 100% an extrovert and she is a 100% introvert.
Yes.
And these two are forced to party together. And it is
Yes.
messy.
And they work together. They're Malia and Katie,
Yeah.
but an actual
But
couple. But they
actually
do sleep
married.
together.
They have the sex.
Yes.
Yeah. So Casey gives out fur to everyone. It's time for dinner. So now it's 8:17. Alex tells Danielle she gives off trouble vibes. So we got
Which,
the
I
flirter
mean,
already. I don't
that's kind
understand
of
it.
a. I kind of get that comment though. Like, I think that's a fun comment. If somebody told me that, I'd be like, oh, really?
I just can't, and I
That's
know
the
everyone.
only time I thought, like, his flirting was decent.
I know. I think it's because I know him that I just am like, I don't see it. But let me tell you, he got ass on Below Deck
That's
Sailing.
insane. I mean, here's
This
the
man
thing. His lines
pulls.
aren't bad, it's his delivery of
Yeah,
shit.
he's weird. Like,
Yes.
this man, he does not have riz to me,
And
and I don't want
it
him.
progressively gets worse too, is the
Yep,
problem.
great. So let's get there. So Casey looks straight from Russia. Brian wants to settle by the time he's 35, and he's currently 31, but no one else relates to him because they're all in their 30s and don't want to be settled. So shout out. Okay, so we go over relationship statuses. Everyone's basically single except Kyle, who's married, and
Mhm.
Corey, who doesn't really give us an answer before we cut
The
to
way
commercial.
he dances around it.
Yeah, so it's 8:26. Literally, he's like, I'm choking on my food. And so he mentions that he met this girl Sam on Summer House
Mhm.
and he likes her a lot, but they haven't put a label on it. But here's me thinking they did at the end of summer, or at
Did
least in the
they?
reunion. But I think the reunion might have been filmed after
The
this
reunion was
show.
filmed after this.
Either the last of summer or the reunion, so I guess it does matter. They labeled it, and I don't know when or
I
where.
think when because we saw a little clip of them, like, leaving summer, and it was like, "What do you want?" And he was like, "I wanna hang out more." I don't think they labeled it at the end
Okay.
of summer.
Okay, fair then.
I
But
feel like
he's still being sketchy about it,
I know.
which I really like Sam, so this
It
makes me
makes me
upset.
sad. Like, if somebody did this to me, where, like, we've been because they probably hung out all fall, like, and
Mhm.
it's March now, so, like, what has it been 6 months since, like, yeah, because, like, September is when they end filming. It's been 6 months since they, like, "Oh, let's hang out more," whatever. If he hasn't been hooking up with other people, like, since then, it would be really hard to watch this happen where now he's open to it.
Yeah, I agree. He does say it's like a gray area so he can have more fun, which is also
Oh,
a
I don't
really
like
shitty
that.
thing to say.
Yeah. Listen, I understand, like, gray areas where you're like, "Hey," especially 'cause he lives in, one of the Carolinas,
South
she's in New
Carolina.
York, so I kind of understand being like, "Ah, what I don't really know what we are, but you sing because you wanna have fun? No. That's why you're in this gray area? Gross."
It's sketchy. And Danielle also thinks it's sketchy because she knows Sam and Corey. And she's like, they're in a relationship. He's just being
Yeah.
annoying.
I bet when he's in New York, it is very relationship-y.
It gives me bad vibes, Corey, you little
I'm
sneak. I don't love
so
it.
concerned, and I've already seen a preview of this season before this episode aired, and I just
Yeah.
knew this was gonna be messy anyways, but,
Yeah.
like, this is making me more nervous because I
I
like
know.
Sam.
I do too. Okay, so Danielle says she's trying to find a cowboy here. All the girls agree. So now dinner's over. So you know what that means. It's time to party. They're already
Party.
hammered
Mm,
though,
mm,
because
mm.
Alex is too drunk to put on his slippers. So he opts for flip flops. Um, Also, what's in Brian's Altoid tin?
I thought just Altoids, why?
Oh, that's how people at festivals carry drugs. So I just
Oh,
like
I
a
think he's, like,
minute.
the nerdy, like,
Oh,
underdog
you
boy
think
that he's popping an Altoid because he's like, "I wonder if I'm gonna kiss somebody."
Oh, I'm so sorry, Brian. I was literally like,
No,
is
no,
he
no, no, no.
popping
Like,
a pill?
that's kind of on brand
Oh,
for the nerdy underdog boy to,
oh,
like,
he's having, oh my God, that's
be
so
like, "What's
cute.
gonna happen
Oh
here?"
my God, I love him.
Right, right? I mean,
Um,
maybe I read that wrong, but that's how I took it.
no, I mean, they didn't go into it at all. So I was like,
No.
what was that
But he was,
Altoid?
like,
He was just
staring
having
at
an
the Altoid
Altoid.
tin.
Oh, I love him. Okay. That's awesome. I hope someone's like, Alicia literally thought he was like popping ecstasy before
I
this
mean, good on him
moment.
if he did, but I
Rock
don't
on,
think
but
he's
I
the guy.
wouldn't. Not here. Okay, so um Brian's into Malia and Jordan, but Alex is also into Jordan because she's the hottest one. So they do a May the Best Man win.
I mean, she is fucking
Um,
hot, and, like, while
yeah,
they're
she's
saying
hot.
that,
I
her in
get
her
it.
little bathing suit top, I'm like, "Your
Dude,
boobs
I
are
get it.
incredible.
I get it.
Stop."
Throw me in the game too. I get it. She's the hottest girl here. Also, though, these two men, their type is breathing. So
Gross.
that's great.
Gross.
Alex also was voted the biggest flirt in high school.
And we,
Rough.
like, get a shot of his actual yearbook. How
Rough.
embarrassing.
Rough. Brian's though trying for something serious. He would like a wifey for lifey, if you know, which is cute. I'm
That's
into
so
him.
sweet.
Kyle pees outside. It needs to be mentioned. He
Classic.
does it at least once a season. Malia, Katie, and Danielle do a drunk clean, which turns into a kitchen
This is
party.
me. I would prefer to clean when I'm drunk. It just
I
seems
love
more
a
fun.
drunk clean for sure. With other people, it's just
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
It's 10:23 p.m. Casey Irish exits to go to bed.
Girl, no,
I love
don't
her.
clap for that.
No, I love her.
It is the
I thought it was
first
hysterical.
night. She has her
No.
Kindle with a reading light. I'm like, what are you doing?
You and I are different. This was hilarious.
No, I want to
cracking
be
up.
her.
Yeah,
I will never
same.
be her because I don't know how to Irish exit. But
I am
first
her.
night, come on, stay up a little later.
No, I'm her. I love her. It's so nice to see myself reflected. Diversity matters, Meredith.
But she better show up and be fun in other ways. If she does this every night,
she's not here to be fun. She's here to be comic relief.
And like Danielle's friend.
She's here to be on planet Mars, doing whatever she wants. The boys think she's hot. She has no idea. She's reading her Kindle. I bet she's reading A Court of Thorns and Roses. I bet she has her book boyfriend already.
We love that. But if you're going to lay in bed, I need a friend with you in bed.
I get it. It's just fucking hilarious. I can't say I didn't love it.
It killed me.
Alex wants Jordan to follow him to the hot tub. The rest of the house party's in the kitchen. Brian asks Malia about her bracelet. It's something from Hawaii. You give it to your friends. And he calls her an ogre. Like how Shrek
explains it.
Like how Shrek's an onion with a lot of layers. Honestly, honestly, I'm about. I cannot.
I think I was looking down, and I literally looked up like, oh no, you lost her.
Honestly, I would sleep with him after that.
No.
That's hilarious. I was cracking up.
I would not.
When he goes, you're like an ogre. It would have taken me a minute, but as soon as he goes, like Shrek's an onion, I would have fucking died.
You gotta start with you have so many layers, like Shrek.
An ogre.
It's the pause. He goes, you're an ogre.
It was amazing.
I literally would be so upset if someone said this to me. Even if I looked like Malia.
This was the funniest thing. That's true. I don't want to be called an ogre, but it was kind of funny.
Is you know what? This is setting up his rom-com perfectly. He's ruining it and being terrible at the beginning, but he'll win. He'll win in the end.
I fell in love with him. That was so funny. And that was just
oh my god, the way she even leaned back. She was like,
it
"What?"
It was maybe that's it. If it was done to me, I would have hated it. But if I was across the kitchen island watching it, I would have fallen in love with him from afar. I would have been like, is that my man?
Oh my god.
That was so funny.
And then he kept explaining it. She was like, no, I get it.
It was so funny. It was the best moment. If I had to rewatch one moment from this episode, it's that. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen on one of these shows. If Brian does not win awards for this, I don't know what happens.
We're done with Winter House if it doesn't win.
That was so funny. If he doesn't find love,
you know what?
I'm throwing my TV.
You know how Shep had that dating show for a season? I think Brian needs his own version.
Shut up! That'd be so cute. I'm team Brian. That was so funny. Okay, so we gotta move on. We go to the hot tub. This is not so funny. This is awful.
No.
So I'm glad we had a good laugh before we have to do this.
I can't wait to hear what you thought of this. I thought of you so
Okay.
much during this scene.
Why? Because this is what I'm normal. See, I'd rather have someone call me an ogre than have
Oh,
this happen to
I
me.
I agree.
For
I
sure.
agree.
So Alex is in the hot tub with Jordan. They're sitting diagonal, so as far
Which,
apart as they
before
can
they
get.
went, he said, if I can get her in the hot tub, that's looking good. And I kind of agree because
I also thought that,
if it's just you two,
but you know Alex sucks.
no, I know, but I was like, maybe she's into him.
So he's staring at her and he's like, "You're just so hot," basically. And she's
He's
like,
so bad.
she doesn't say a fucking word. And
She's
then
silent.
he slow there, keep in mind they are maybe 7 inches
This
apart.
is a tiny hot tub.
They are as far apart as you could be without touching in a hot tub, but so they're pretty close.
Yes.
He like slow crosses
Slow-mo.
diagonally, like the slowest mo I've ever seen in my whole life.
Like Sid from Ice
Like,
Age. Slow.
yes, yes. Oh my god, that's who he is. Shut the fuck up. That was awesome. He's
We
Sid.
go from Shrek to Ice Age.
The worse. So he slow mos the like literally takes at least 3 whole minutes to
Oh my
get to her.
god.
Leans
She's not
in.
saying anything.
She does not move a muscle. I would have
No.
at minute 1 been like, stop yourself.
I would have put my foot out and been like, what are you doing?
What are you doing? She lets him take all 3 minutes to get near her, and then she turns her head.
He's like hovering over her, but not touching her, and she just
No.
gives him her cheek. And I was like, good job,
and,
girly.
And he stays there staring at her, which is worse somehow.
How awkward.
So now, of course, we cut to commercial because everyone's dying a little bit inside. So now it's 11:44. Alex just got rejected. He's hovering still.
But still no words, by the way.
No words.
So awkward on both sides.
And then he says something like, really? And she's like, mm-hmm. Or she goes, mm-mm, no. And so he takes his time like moonwalking back to his position. And she's like, no. Let's go. Are you ready to go to sleep?
I'm so it seemed like she got out of there quickly, and I'm glad she did. But I wish she would have said more words. Like, it was just weird to watch without any conversation.
What a move, though, to make him look so dumb and not be uncomfortable. Because I would have been like,
I applaud her. I would have been like, get away from me. What are you doing?
The minute he moved towards me, I would have been like, no. Right?
Yeah.
Plus, does he not know you don't just look at a girl and go, you're so hot, and then lean in
I'm
for
gonna make out with you. Yeah.
Sir.
Especially when we're on a TV show. It's day one.
On.
Let's simmer
24/7 surveillance. This isn't her first rodeo. She knows.
Yeah.
Stop this. Okay, so we go back to the dance party in the kitchen because thank God this hot tub scene's over. Corey starts a snowball fight. Immediately, old man Kyle is injured because he gets hit in the dick with a snowball. Awesome.
Love.
Jordan, they're back inside. She really does like Alex's energy, but it kind of stops at energies. And Jordan's very big into energies. So
she is. I wonder if she's still celibate. She was celibate on Martha's Vineyard.
Celibate.
You're having a tough time with words today.
I couldn't think of the English word for that. Just kidding. I am not bilingual.
It's a bit. Keep it going.
It's a bit. So she doesn't think anything there is sexual because he's giving cornball, which I agree wholeheartedly with. So Jordan's back to the party. Alex, though, goes to sleep. So you think it's time for bed, but it's not. It's time for drunk pizza. And we get a moment of drunk Kyle alone in the kitchen. Wish we got more.
A classic.
He just loves his pizza.
Yeah.
So then Brian and Jordan leave the kitchen and he tries to kiss her.
He's hammered. And not saying that's any better, but
they
he's
say
talking
nothing.
about going in different. No, because he says, "All right, this is where I leave ya," and she's like, "We're going to the same place. Like, our bedrooms are downstairs together. What do you mean you're leaving me?" And he's like, "Give me a goodbye." And then she goes to hug him, and he goes, "No," and tries to kiss her. She's like, "No."
It was awkward. Less
Yes.
awkward somehow than Alex.
Way less awkward than Alex because honestly, he was more smooth. Like, I mean, if his bedroom was upstairs, this would have made more sense. I think she was just really confused at what was happening. But I liked the like, all right, this is where you say goodbye to me. Like that's kind of a cute move.
And he's hammered. And Brian's Brian, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
It was
So,
all right. You know what? Alex is definitely struck from her like Jordan's like list. Brian, I think she's like, no, but oh, he's so sweet.
yeah, I think she would talk him up to other girls. Alex should be like
Yes.
weirdo in the hot tub. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, now we're starting to get ready for bed. Danielle falls off hers, taking off her boot. We
Ugh,
love a drunk Danielle.
I love drunk people on this show.
Kyle misses Amanda. Sam texted Corey and he texts her back.
Mm.
A little, it was a sus. Anyway, Kyle says goodnight to a photo of Amanda, which the Bravo producers are lucky enough to give an arrow to. Not real Amanda. So it's Saturday, 6:29 a.m. I immediately go, who is up?
Oh my god.
My girl Malia is up and the house is a mess and she hates it. So she cleans because she doesn't really care if people help clean. She just needs it to be clean.
I wonder
This is
if
the best
Craig is
roommate.
watching this being like, why wasn't she on my season? Because
Yeah,
last year
for
Craig wanted
sure
to
I thought
pay
of
cleaning
Craig.
people to come in.
I thought of Craig immediately. I also thought I see why Katie lives with her. I would also
I would
listen,
love
if this is
this.
what she's doing, I'll share a cabin with her, I'll share an office with her, and I will share an apartment with her. No
I don't mind
questions asked.
cleaning up like the food and the drinks from last night. Like it doesn't bother me to do that alone. But whenever there's like decor and like chaos everywhere, it's just kind of nice if like people help. But when
Well,
you are the first one up, like what else are you gonna do?
just imagine though waking up and being like, "Oh, it's already clean."
I know.
Because I'm not up at 6:30.
No, 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 no,
It's
no. I'm not gonna
beautiful.
wake up early for this, but I'm more than happy if she was like, "Hey, there's still stuff outside. Can you grab that?" I'd be like, "I'm
Yeah.
in. I got that."
But this was great. Good for Malia. Immediately one of my favorite roommates.
I love her.
The house is starting to rise. Brian does some karate kicks in his room. I love him so much. I hope we protect him at all costs. Um, yeah, Brian and Alex, they were super hammered. They don't remember anything, either of them.
This is so
Rough.
bad.
Rough.
Oh my god.
Brian, I understand. He's a little dude. Alex? Come on.
And Allison had seen that drunk. Like Brian, we could see he was drunk.
Yeah, he was drunk.
Alex,
You're
not
gonna
so
tell me
much.
that hot tub team he was drunk. Come on. In the hot tub. Ugh.
Well, no, but not
Who would
drunk
do
enough to
that
not
sober?
remember.
Well, I'm glad he didn't remember. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd
Safe
black
for the
that out
embarrassment.
too. So now it's 9:18 a.m. Malia also makes everyone breakfast. Favorite roommate award.
I mean, this is my dream. I will go anywhere she is.
Yeah, the same. Everyone's really struggling with the altitude. I get this. I just got back from Colorado. I was very sick from the
It's
altitude.
hard.
So it's rough if you're
Especially
not used
in
to
the
it.
winter, like when your skin's
Mhm.
already dry, this would just make it worse. Like
Yeah, it's
Malia
rough.
brought a whole humidifier. Genius.
I want to room with her again.
Yeah.
Like
Check,
I'm
check,
obsessed
check.
with Malia. Casey, my least favorite thing about Casey, she works in crypto. Why is this my least favorite thing? Because
Oh,
there was a blonde girl from a previous season who worked in the metaverse, and I still have no idea
I
what that means.
didn't even
I
think
know
about
what
that.
crypto is, don't understand it, don't care.
Don't talk about it, basically, Casey.
We're done. Casey, though, she likes that Brian has rough hands, unlike those New York businessmen, which Brian does not look like the type of guy that would have rough hands. So I'm very happy this is a win for
Okay,
him.
but more than the like finance bros in New York, I could see him
Again,
having some rough
he
hands.
looks like a finance bro. From Florida, they have softer hands.
True.
But he has rough hands. A win is a win, you know?
He has probably like 2 calluses on his hands.
A win is a win, Meredith. You gotta do what you gotta do. So, Schwartz texted that he's headed to LAX, but this whole melodrama has a hold on him.
Oh my
He
god.
can die.
Seriously.
So, Danielle's angry at Schwartz, though, for knowing about the affair, but also she doesn't know what it's like to walk in his shoes. Listen, it's horrible. Why would you want to be this man? Don't ever find out what it's like to be him.
Yeah, but he also like gets off unscathed all the time.
Not this time. I'm holding him hella responsible constantly. Also, Danielle looks super hot in her interview. Her like crimped curly hair, half pony.
This is when she has that black vest on, right?
This is called Revenge, baby. We love
She
it.
looks
She looks
good.
great.
Yeah.
So it's
Also,
10
she
oh
loves
oh
this Winter House show because she, like, has said that she, like, loves pulling these types of clothes out of her closet, and I like seeing her in this stuff.
she looks great. Yeah,
Oh,
summer
yeah.
is hard because you're sweating, so you want to wear shorts, but
Yeah.
then also you got like sweat everywhere, so shorts sometimes can be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then like I get it.
I think you
Winter's
can
a
play
great time to
more with your
dress.
outfit when you have, like, layers and stuff too.
Yeah, and coats. Coats are cute.
Mhm.
Goggle. She loves a big shiny goggle, you know?
And she loves a
So
hat, like, she wore that
she
black hat when
loves a
she rolled
hat.
in. Yeah.
She's so good. Dark colors. It's just a good time for her.
Agreed.
So it's 10:01 a.m. Alex found a tubing hole, so we're all, or hill. Oh my god. The
You
English
really are having a
language.
rough day.
The English language is not my day today. He found a tubing hill, so we're gonna do that. Brian and Casey do a get ready with me TikTok. I'm obsessed with this. I hope
Cute.
they hook up immediately. Alex helps Danielle get her jacket on. Time to go to tubing. So we got a girl's car and a boy's car, and they basically discuss things like how Alex is pursuing everyone. He's interested in
Mhm.
Jordan, Danielle, and Malia. Brian also likes Malia because she's mean to him.
I
Men
love
love a mean
him.
girl. I love him.
I need
He
to be
also
mean
likes
again.
Casey.
I haven't
I
been mean to a boy in
love.
forever.
It's my hobby, so I do it all the time.
I know. Actually, that's not true. I literally
Um,
told you on the pre-show how I roasted a man, but that was just a rando I was walking by.
no man is safe. I've roasted my own father recently.
Yes.
Dead to me. So just kidding. I love my dad, but dead to me in some
About the
ways.
in the conversation.
In the conversation, dead to me. Anyway, but yeah, he also likes Casey, which I'm excited. For Jordan then tells the girls how both Alex and Jordan tried to kiss her.
They are
Meanwhile,
shook, by the way,
shocked.
because nobody saw either of the instances,
No.
too.
Jordan could be lying. She's not. She could
No,
be.
I also was shocked she
Amazing.
didn't say anything last night in the kitchen after the Alex incident. Like, if that would have happened to me, I would have walked to, like, the nearest girl
Told
and been like,
everyone.
"What the
Same.
fuck?"
Guess what just happened to me, you guys? That would have been me. Yeah.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Alex in his car is like, I'm playing it cool with Jordan.
Well, he doesn't
Sure.
fucking know that he tried to kiss her last night, all sloth
That's true.
style.
That's true. So the boys decide to open up the sunroof, which I don't know
Oh,
who said this is a good idea because the snow obviously pours in. And surprisingly, it was Kyle that did this, and he's from Vermont, so he knows what snow is. I would have forgiven one of the Florida boys,
yeah.
but not Kyle.
Oh my
So the
gosh.
girls, though, they wish they had a sunroof. No, you don't.
I mean, perfect like editing. I think
It
it's
was
so
awesome.
funny when little moments happen like that where the girls are like,
Yeah.
"I wish I had a sunroof." You don't.
No, you're welcome. So we go tubing. It looks so fun. They do it for a
This
while.
event is like the best, but it's
This was great.
exhausting.
Yeah, because you gotta. I mean, luckily they're not carrying their tubes back up the hill. That's
No.
always the worst part about sledding.
Yeah.
Is like once you go down, it's like fuck. Gotta
Here we
get
go
back up.
again.
This at least we can just ride the little
Conveyor. Well, usually there's a conveyor belt, but it looked like you hold on to something and it drags you up or
yeah.
hooks onto your
Either
tube.
way, listen, I'll take it.
Oh
That's
yeah, you don't have
fine.
to do the
But it
work,
is
but
tiring because you do have to still grab
you
the
have to like
tube and
run
then
and jump, you
run
know.
over. Yeah. Meredith and I obviously would rather sit around and watch TV.
No, I want to do this. Just like by the end, I'm like, let's go home.
Well, anytime outside, you're just exhausted. I get it. So, we stop for a drink. We're all gonna go out tonight. Malia and Katie, we learn, have never hooked up with the same guy because they have different types. Malia's type is intelligent, and Katie doesn't have a type, but she's attracted to toxic.
I am so
Immediately
excited.
I go, good thing Tom Schwartz is coming because that man is as toxic as it gets.
That's true.
The
Wow.
most
You pegged
toxic
that even
man.
before we got the like this season
I
on.
know, just the most. I literally wrote Schwartz is most toxic. Immediately. Great.
Here you go.
So they both agree though that Corey would be a good kisser. Somehow Schwartz is more toxic than Corey at this point, who won't admit to
Corey
his situation.
isn't like toxic. I just don't trust him.
That's true. Honestly, all these men are just like either give me the ick, I wouldn't trust him,
Here's
or
the
just
thing.
so cute, I want to
Corey is doing the
squeeze.
right thing by not being in a relationship. Sam needs to either understand that like they're not exclusive and walk away if she wants to be exclusive, or
be in the
be okay.
situationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Schwartz cheats on his wife.
Yes. So
Well,
I can't
ex-wife
blame Corey
now.
too much, you know?
That's
Like,
true. You
he's
right.
not really doing anything wrong. He's
You
just being a little
right.
shitty.
Yeah, you right.
And he probably does kiss
Okay.
really well.
So we've heard.
Mm.
So, Alex and Danielle then talk. Alex gets really close to her and she's like, "Can you back up?"
Mhm.
Okay, listen, I'm not going through a breakup, so I understand Danielle's still like, "I'm into it." Immediately, I'd be like, "You give me the ick, my dude. Get back."
Listen, if we're in a crowded bar, like loud restaurant, I understand why you might be closer to me if we're talking, but like this is a
We're on a
mountain.
mountain.
Some space, please. I hate being people being on top of me.
So Alex calls Danielle hot again to her face, which just seems to be Alex's move. Like, "Hey, you're hot." But then
Does
also
that work
calls,
for him? Like,
I
is that
don't
what he did
know.
on Below Deck?
No, they just got wasted and made out in the hot tub. The hot tub worked for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Alex calls Danielle intimidating because she's a boss chick, which Danielle's like, "Thank you so much, I am." But Danielle is like, "Hey, you should focus on one girl at a time." And he's like, "Whatever are you talking about?" And she's like, tried to kiss Jordan last night." And he's like, "Oh, don't remember that.
How
Whoops."
awkward. You're like trying to flirt with a new girl and she's telling you you tried to kiss a different girl last night and you have no memory of it. Weird.
Well, it is weird. But Alex still continues to flirt with Danielle, and Danielle's okay with it. You know what? She's 5 months out of a breakup
That's
that
true. Where she just saw her
so
ex like 2
at
weeks
this
ago.
point, yeah, at this point she's probably like, I don't even
Please.
care.
Please
Yeah.
actually still fuck me.
Yeah. I'm in. So Danielle though won't cross the line unless Jordan gives her okay. I think Jordan's okay, but
And
it's good
Danielle
to
is
ask.
like actually such a girl's girl with stuff like
She's a
this.
girl's
I feel like
girl.
she rarely will cross the line. We've like seen her kind of not compete. I hate that word, but like be interested in the same person as someone else on the show, and they didn't realize it till later. And they kind of just like let the guy decide like who did they like. She didn't like. It doesn't seem like she just like wants to be in a love triangle. So she's like, you know what, I'm interested,
No.
but like I'll take a beat, no problem.
She's mature in a way that I think a lot of people aren't. Like I think in today this we're going down a rabbit hole, but like The Bachelor I think is a very toxic show in the sense it's like we all compete for the same guy.
Yeah,
Danielle's not like that. Danielle's the opposite. She's
she doesn't
very
like
like
have a
I
problem
don't
not being
need
picked. If that
yeah,
makes
it's like
sense.
if you're not going to pick me first, I don't want to be in
I'm
this game
cool.
anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, and she's also very good at like, well, you're obviously interested in my friend and you made a move on her first, so I'm going to let her say it's okay before I
Yeah.
come here just to like make sure we're still good. Like she always puts the girls first, which I appreciate.
Mhm.
Okay, so now they do a giant group sesh of tubing together and then they leave. So now it's 5:04 p.m. We are back at the house. Malia is ready to clean the kitchen again. I love her. She would be mom, you know?
Yep.
Schwartz is in an Uber to the house. Kyle can't imagine what Schwartz is going through being
Oh my
bombarded
god.
by the media. And then Schwartz is here. He's in the driveway. He's distraught because you know he was supposed to come with his good buddy Tom Sandoval. They were going to celebrate their opening of Schwartz and Sandy's. My, how times have changed.
Wow.
Also, he looks like a dad in his interview, like an
Why didn't he
80-year-old
shave his
father.
face? He has
He
like just
looks
a
so
little bit of
weird.
scruff, but it doesn't look good.
I was gonna say he looks 40, but he is 40, but
Yeah,
he really looks 40. You know
40.
what I
And his
mean? Like he
hair
looks
is like more
swept to the side, like
more
comb.
like combed. Usually it's a little
I
bit
like
like
his messy,
me
yeah.
too. Like I don't think he
Yeah.
looks bad on
He looked
Vanderpump Rules.
he looked his age. He usually looks younger than his age. He looked his age in this,
I
you know?
just
It
not
didn't look
good. I do feel from a little bit where you're like, I'm supposed to fly out for this show and then like all my plans change. It would cause me so much stress. And then knowing I like need to prep on the plane in a sense for, like, what I'm gonna say. Like, the anxiety I would have walking into this house would be so intense, and then what made me cackle is that he is in an Uber. The Uber driver does not wanna be on camera. He's not gonna help you like a normal Uber would. Get your shit out of the
Mm.
car. He has so much
He
stuff.
goes, "Oh, I just have so much stuff." And the Uber driver is nowhere to be found. It's
It's like,
hilarious.
grab all your shit.
Anyway, his life is unraveling. He's a fucking mess. Listen, I understand what you're saying where it's like it's a right every news media outlet is
Yeah,
coming after you at this point. You have no idea what you're going to say. All your plans have changed. Your best friend is no longer coming because he's
I
hated by the
mean,
world. You are also hated by this cast and you know the reunion's coming and it's about to be wild. I
mhm.
think Schwartz should have probably stayed home, but he needs the money because his bar's about to go under. So
Yep.
he shows up, but also I don't feel a lick of
No, 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 no,
sadness for
no.
him.
I
Not
was
even
just, like,
one.
thinking through, like, what it would
I
be
don't
like to walk
want to
into this
be in this.
situation.
Yeah, I don't want to be in this
No!
position, but I don't feel bad for you
No, no,
because
I don't feel
you
bad at
knew,
all.
motherfucker. You
You
knew.
participated in this.
You knew. I don't care.
Mhm, and him,
So
like, tiptoeing in the
he
house.
falls. He like falls to take all his stuff. He's on his knees.
Oh, yeah, he
This man
kisses the
is
ground, but he, like,
45.
tiptoes to the, like, kitchen, and I'm like, "So weird, just walk the fuck in."
Hello. Yeah, no, the worst. So that's the episode. But this season on Winter House, we get winter sports. Amanda gets her shit wrecked. I cannot wait.
Mm.
That's gonna be the funniest thing I ever watch. Captain Sandy comes.
Oh,
What? Captain Sandy, literally, what
hello.
are you doing here?
What are you doing
Um,
here? Different type
Aish
of water.
literally crazy. Aisha comes. Katie and Schwartz flirt and maybe hook up. There's a bra on the ground.
I
Ew.
oh my god.
Ew. Ew. This is the thing. If Katie knew who he was, she would never.
Yeah, but, like, just a hookup? Who cares?
Would you hook up with Schwartz?
If he like, she seems to not really know the Bravo universe, so if,
If
like
you knew, that's why I'm saying if she knew,
no. No, no, no,
I
no, I
wouldn't.
wouldn't hook up with him.
Also, his ex-wife's name's Katie.
That's the
How
weirdest part, to be
weird.
honest. To
How
be honest,
weird.
that actually would stop me
Yeah,
more than, like, his
that's
history.
weird.
Because if it's just, like, gonna be, like, a
It's
one-night stand, who the fuck cares?
that should freak him out. Like a little.
Yes! I mean,
Like he's still
I
just saying the same name. I don't know. Ugh.
I would
Ugh.
have visions. If it was, like, a boy with the
Also,
same name, I would have visions of
ugh.
the other person.
Also, I don't want his ex-wife Katie as my enemy. She is a powerful bitch.
No.
I would never hook up with this man. I can't.
Oh.
So, Malia and Corey are flirting, but Jordan and Corey are also flirting, but Corey also might be in a relationship. But then it looks like Corey and Malia touch tongues, but it doesn't look like a kiss. It looks like
Like a
I like
forced
she
tongue in the
forced
mouth.
her tongue.
Yeah.
Right? It
Weird.
looked weird.
It looked
Um
forced.
it didn't look like Corey wanted to be here, but also he was lifting her up. So like
I don't know. I wonder if it's, like, part of a game.
I have questions. Anyway, Alex and Danielle flirt, but also with so does Jordan. Danielle gets mad at Jordan. But she also has sex with Alex and gets mad about that. Then everyone's mad at Jordan. Then Amanda takes a pregnancy test. Brian gets presents from his mom that Danielle just fucking disrespects. That's gonna be
I can't
awesome.
wait for that.
My mom gave me that, and she, like, chucks
Don't
it,
bring
and
up your
then
mom.
he's upset, and he's like, "My mom gave me that," and she goes, "No, don't bring your mom into this," and I was like,
I
"No, his
It kinda
mom."
reminds me when Hannah brought up her, like, dad
Her
with Kyle. It's just like, what is your mom being what's going on here?
that is like that. Oh, I love it. Sam is here, she visits Corey. Malia and Sam get into it.
I can't
Uh
wait for that.
Kyle beheads a parrot pinata, and Brian, I just wrote gets his shit rocked, but I don't remember. Oh, by the little goose thing he rides down. He rides down the sled and flies off. He gets his shit rocked. Okay. So, for those of you who might just be watching Winter House, Meredith and I do this thing at the end of every show where we pick a fun and not fun of the
Mhm.
episode. And then I will tally them all up at the end of the season so we can see who is most fun and most not fun.
Yeah.
Meredith, do you have a not fun?
I have to go with Alex. It just was
Ugh.
so uncomfortable at every turn. Every
Yeah,
single turn.
rough.
And I thought he was gonna be suave. Like, the way he looks, you're like, "Oh, yeah, I could see how you probably get some girls, like, I'm interested in this." Like, we don't you kinda mentioned this, like, in Summer House, it's all couples now. So, like, I love Winter House because people do hook up. It's 2 weeks, it's quick
Yeah.
enough that, like, you're not gonna destroy your life, and, like, I love that it's kind of all these people from the Bravo sphere, and when he just continued to go down and down and down and down and
It was
down,
rough.
I just Mr. Sloth, I can't.
He took forever. Okay, I was gonna do for my not fun Tom Schwartz, but he really only got 7 seconds in
Yeah,
this episode. So I'm gonna do Casey. Listen,
thank
I
you.
I know that she's not fun. She's funny. She's
Yes.
not fun.
Yeah,
I just gotta give it to
good
her.
pick.
And listen, people have described me as not fun either. And you know what? That's okay. I read my Kindle too, bitch.
But not
Haha.
on like, you would not do this on vacation.
If I'm in the good book.
Oh my god, don't start a good book before you go on a 2-week filmed
Fuck, I can't
vacation.
help it. I wrote a plane here. I can't
Oh
help it.
my goodness.
Okay, my fun. I'm gonna go with Brian. Man, Brian was a
He's a
good
good
fucking time.
one.
He
Yeah.
was drunk. He's here to have a good time. He doesn't really know anyone. He's not really in the Bravo sphere, I would say, as much as some of these other people, but he's
Yeah.
ready to party. He's showing up full hearted. He's calling girls ogres. He's just here. He's trying his best. And you know what? I love a
His best
rom-com.
is good enough.
His best is good enough for me. I'm
Me,
in love with
yeah.
him.
Me
Yeah, I
too.
love him.
I love him from
Great.
afar. You're right. Him calling someone an ogre, like, seeing it made me fall in love with it.
Imagine being across the island. I would be like, wait, I love him. Like, I want to date him now, I think. But if it
I
was me, if
love
he's like,
it.
you're an ogre, I'd be like, excuse me.
Bah. You feel
But
this?
like he's just so cute and nut. And like I said, I think he tries to be like douchey, but he's not, and he'll
I
just never be that way. He
know. I
wakes up
love
doing
it.
karate kicks.
He's so
He's just
cute.
stupid. Yeah, I love him. I
That's a good one.
I root I root so bad for him. Like
Me
I just hope he
too.
win. And like I said, I love a rom-com. I'm always in a rom-com moment in my head, and so I support him and his love.
100%. I'm going with Malia. She came so well prepared and she is going to clean this house and I really appreciate it. And she's fun. She's staying up. She's doing all the things that I want to see on camera and I love her friendship with Katie. So I'm really excited. Plus with that preview, really excited to see what's to
Do you
come with
think
her.
her and Katie will get in a fight? Do you think they've ever been in a fight?
I don't think so because it doesn't seem like when the guys ask like, "Oh, have you ever hooked up with like the same person?" It doesn't like seem like they ever cross each other's boundaries.
Mm. I
But
live with
we'll
someone
see.
this much. I'm fighting
Me
somewhere.
too, but I'm just also like
I'm
erratic.
toxic. Katie would love me. I'm super toxic.
Yeah, I'm toxic.
Okay. Overall, I think it was a really fun episode. My dude Brian's star
Looking
of
forward to this
show.
season.
Yeah. Okay, but do all the things. Be sure, I promise I will be on top of the Patreon. I even thought about it so no one be like, she totally forgot. No, I thought about this morning and then I forgot. So let's clear that up.
Classic.
Um, but yeah, follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. I'm very curious, so I might be on Twitter and I might post them on Instagram. I'll let you know if I decide to give Elon
Just
Musk
go
my
give a look, and at minimum, we'll try to find stuff on Instagram.
great. But yeah, do all the things. Thank you for joining us. It's gonna be a great season.
Thanks. Bye.